Okay, welcome everybody. So today is the first day of my online challenge, which is 5 days of self-care for a stronger, calmer you. So what we're going to do in the next 5 days is we're going to focus on 5 aspects of your life where you can introduce small daily tasks to focus on you and to help improve your quality of life. So let us know what is currently stressing you out the most right now. So today's theme on day one is all about letting go of stress, because stress affects absolutely everybody. And we're going to share some quick tips on how to manage your stress more effectively. But let's just quickly have a look at the overall program of what to expect this week. So over the 5 days, day one is today, and we're going to talk about letting go of stress. Day two, tomorrow, we're going to look at movement for mind and body, why it's so important to introduce some form of movement in your everyday life. Then day three, we're going to look at self-care matters. It's more about pampering small little things that you can introduce every day to look after you. Day four is all about gratitude. And day five is flipping your mindset. We have to address mindset, because sometimes when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I'm sure that you've heard that famous quote before, but I can't stress it more. All the content is going to be available in our VIP Facebook group. And there you'll be able to download the slides, you'll be able to watch the replays, and access the workbooks. So here's the QR code that you can scan with your phone to join the Facebook group. Yes, we're going to ask you for your email address, but that's just to make sure that we can communicate with you and make sure that you get the updates regarding what to expect for the challenge, as well as the actual documents. So one thing I am going to do is, I'm very excited, I'm going to announce a prize at the end of all of this at our closing ceremony on Friday. You can, if you register and you participate and you join our Facebook group, you stand a chance of winning 12 weeks of free life coaching with me. And I will give you the option to join my signature coaching program, which is all about navigating change, or we can discuss exactly what your needs are and what you'd like to get out of it, and then we can work from there. So I'm very excited to be able to help one of you out with this. This is a lovely quote that I want to share with you before we start our program. People who love themselves come across as very loving, generous, and kind. They express their self-confidence through humility, forgiveness, and inclusiveness. This is by Sanaya Roman. Wouldn't you like to be like that? And it's such a lovely way of capturing what the difference is when you love yourself, and how being able to love yourself, accept yourself for who you are, take care of yourself, enables you to be that shining light, to help the people around you, and to just be that, strong rock that everybody can depend upon. So let's get into today's, program, letting go of stress. So I've started this whole week out taking stress head on because stress affects absolutely everybody. So what exactly is it? I went and did some research, but I like this description of stress. It's actually your body's natural defense against predators and danger. And it causes the body to flood itself with hormones that prepare its systems to evade or confront danger, commonly referred to as fight or flight. So this is great to protect you in dangerous situations, but often what we do is we create our own stress, right? So you're going into a meeting and you've left the meeting preparation to the last minute for some or other reason. Maybe you've got a lot on your plate. Now you're trying to get it all done in time because you have to make this happen, and you have to make a good impression on the clients, etc., etc., etc. So this causes unnecessary stress. You've actually created a stressful situation for yourself. Another common way of creating stress is when you're constantly imagining an outcome that doesn't even exist. It hasn't even started yet. It's out of your control. So you're creating this whole movie in your head of how it's going to happen, and you don't know actually. So you're creating unnecessary stress in your life. So what does stress do? It releases all these horrible, chemicals in your system, which under the right circumstances, they are vital for your survival. But it does trigger physical reactions like increased blood pressure, heightened muscle preparedness, sweating, and alertness, which makes you able to do amazing things when you are in danger, when your loved ones are in danger. The thing is that if you're constantly working in an environment in our modern society where you're working under constant pressure with constant deadlines, this is also happening in your system, and it can cause some, really, really bad things for you. So learning to manage your stress will help you protect your physical health. It will improve your mental and emotional well-being. It helps you to enhance your productivity and focus at work, strengthens your relationships, because face it, when you've had a stressful day at work and you come home, you take it out on your family often, or they pick it up, right? And then, you tend to take it out, or it affects those around you that are close to you. Working on coping with your stress also helps you to sleep better at night. And sleep is a superpower. I do believe this very, very strongly. It increases your resilience to be able to cope with things better, supports long-term success and happiness, and it encourages healthy. It seems like my words are cut out here at the bottom. Healthy coping mechanisms. That's what it's supposed to say down there. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to talk you through some simple techniques to help you to cope with your stress. Because face it, most of the time with the external factors around you, you can't do anything about them. But what you can do is to learn to cope with your stress better. So there are two things that we're going to look at. One is how to identify your stress triggers. The other is what can you do to cope with those stress triggers better? Okay, so the one exercise I would like you to do, and you don't have to do it right now, but after this, I want you to sit down with your journal and write down your top 3 things that cause you stress. So there will be those 3 constant things that stress you out all the time. Write them down. Then, so you can create 3 columns, okay, on your piece of paper. Write down the 3 things that cause you stress. Then in the center column, make a note of when and where these stresses normally happen. So for instance, let's say your child tends to throw his socks all over the room, and this freaks you out because he's constantly losing his socks, and this is a constant thing that happens all the time, and you can't take it anymore, and it causes stress. So you write that down. That is the occurrence. Then when and where do these normally happen? So it normally happens, let's say, in the evening or over weekends at home. Okay, so it's not a work issue. And describe the emotions or physical sensations that you associate with this. So it's quite important to see, okay, analyze what exactly is happening when this happens. What happens to me? I get frustrated, I get angry, I take it out on him. So you're not coping with it very well. So we've identified 3 top stress triggers. So this can help you to identify what your stress triggers are and those 3 things that are, causing stress in your life. So the first is time-related stress. So things like there's a tight deadline. I've just given you the example of where you have a meeting with a client and you left it to the last minute for some or other reason, or your meeting prep, and now you are stressing to get it ready in time. That's time-related stress. Emotional stress would possibly be your relationship with your son who's leaving his socks all over the place and you've got to buy him new pairs of socks every month. It's just ridiculous. And that could be emotional stress. Or it could be an environmental stress. Actually, environmental stress are things around you that's causing stress. So possibly your house is a chaotic mess. And every time you walk into your house, it's just, untidy, and that's causing you to freak out. So for time-related stress, here's our tip or our trick that you can use if there's something that's time-related. The first thing is write down the 3 most important things that you need to accomplish every single day. So if you feel that you've got too much going on and you can't get anything done, you never get everything done that you want to. So using the 3 most important things tool or technique can help you to focus on the things that really matter. So every day, as you start your day, say, what 3 things are going to make the biggest difference? Focus on those. Once those are done, then you can look at the rest of it. So if it's a big goal, remember, take that big goal, break it down into smaller, manageable steps, and then you'll start seeing that your time is being used more wisely. Emotional stress. Often, emotional stress comes when you feel out of control. So when emotions run high, ask yourself, is this within my control? And if it is not, let it go. Let it be. If there is something within your control, then take the action. And for the rest, just go, let it go. If you've got an issue, that you need to get out of your system, journaling is an excellent way to help you to get your frustrations out. Using a common mantra like, I release what I cannot change, or even simply sitting in a quiet place, closing your eyes, taking a few deep breaths, meditating, whatever works for you to ground and to just calm yourself. That can help you with emotional stress. Then environmental stresses. This is normally your circumstances around you, at home, at work, wherever you might be. Take a few minutes to assess what is stressing you about your environment. Have a systematic system to declutter your workspace, your living area. Physical chaos can cause you a whole lot of mental chaos. And then add in elements that soothe you, such as smell. Smell is a very underestimated, soothing mechanism. Soft lighting, calming music. I love music. It just, helps me calm down completely. And that's where you can create your environment, change your environment so that it's something where you feel comfortable and you feel calm. Okay, so what we've done is we've got a take-home activity. I've created a little worksheet, and what I'd like you to do is to download it. And in the worksheet, you've got a few questions that you can answer about things that are stressing you out, how you're handling it, so that you can keep a track for this week, for the next 5 days. We want you to keep a track of your stresses and see if you've got a bit of a trend going on where you're starting to manage your stress better. So it will take 5 minutes a day. At the end of the day, have a look at your day, say, what has stressed me out today? How did I handle it? What could I do to handle it better in the future? So if you start doing small steps like this, you'll be able to automatically cope with stress better in the future. All right, so don't forget, if you want to get the workbook, if you want to see the replay, and if you want to get a copy of these slides, you need to join the Facebook group. Here is the QR code. Sarah will also be in touch with you to give you the details, to share the link with you to join. And then, yeah, so if you've got any questions, we are here to help you. The Facebook group is an environment where we're going to encourage each other to take a bit of time to look after ourselves. You know, when you go and fly in an airplane, one of the first things that they tell you in the safety brief is put on your own oxygen mask before you help your fellow passengers. The reason why is you won't be any good if you can't breathe properly. You know, you won't be able to help other people because you're not helping yourself first. In life, it's exactly the same. You need to take that time out to look after yourself because you're valuable. You are here for a reason, and the people around you appreciate you. So you can't always give, and you're not taking time out to fill your cup up back again. You know, you can't give from an empty cup. So today we covered what stress is. We looked at 3 common stress triggers. We talked through some techniques that you can use every single day to identify your stress trigger. Which type of stress trigger is it? We've given you some tips on how to manage it, and then take the workbook, download it, and start tracking your stress triggers and how you're managing the stress every day. Right, so tomorrow we will see you here again, 7:30 p.m. South African Standard Time, and we are going to look at movement for your body and mind. Why is it so important to build in a few minutes of movement every single day in your life? Okay, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow.